able to pick her son's teacher out of a lineup. But Megan Wiley had won the admiration and respect of the entire community after masterminding the school Christmas concert 2 years ago. Since then, her involvement had significantly increased. She was now in charge of compiling the weekly school newsletter, rebranded the Baytree Buzz, and was on the committee for the Grade 5-6 camp, which she would also be attending. Sam and I found this gobsmacking for 2 reasons. 1, Oscar was in Grade 4, so Megan had no parental obligation to be involved. 2, Megan wasn't the camping type. Her idea of roughing it was staying in a 3-star hotel. There were few things I could think of that would be worse than spending 3 days with 40 prepubescent children who didn't belong to me, but Megan seemed excited by the prospect. "Hey, did you see?" Dave's voice was even more manic than usual. The 40-something dad was jogging on the spot at the end of our bench like a man in desperate need of a loo. Dave Podansky was a scruffy-faced Robin Gibb lookalike, who usually wore an ensemble of skinny jeans, maroon Converse and some kind of geek-branded T-shirt. Today's shirt was emblazoned with a large mathematical pi symbol. He always wore a goofy grin on his bearded face, but this morning's had an unnerving intensity, and his eyes were wide behind his Buddy Holly frames. It was difficult to tell if he was excited, horrified, or having an aneurysm. "You mean Miss Hotness over there?" I nodded at the woman now posing for selfies with a succession of girls and their mums. "Did she recently marry a prince?" "You don't know her?" He sounded like we were all looking at Oprah. Megan raised a hand to shield her eyes from the bright morning sun. "No idea, but I'd kill for her sonnies. Oscar rushed me out the door for band practice and I left mine at home." "Here?" Sam offered his bright blue and green framed polarised sunglasses. Megan recoiled. "Yeah, nah, I'm good." "Rude." Sam scowled and put them back on. Baytree's Queen of Style wouldn't be seen dead in Sam's daggy dad sunglasses. Megan was one of those infuriating women who always looked amazing, even if she was wearing something as basic as a T-shirt and leggings. Although now it appeared as if she could lose her throne to the sleek new mum on the block. "Wow!" Dave looked at us each in turn. "I can't believe you don't know who she—" "Dave!" I cried. "Just put us out of our misery." "That is Rania Jalali." Dave held out his hands like a priest reciting the prayers of the faithful. A noisy game of foursquare going on nearby became more audible in the long pause that followed this announcement. Who?" Dave shook his head. "Rania Jalali?" "Yeah, saying it twice doesn't help." Sam scratched his stubble in frustration. "Actor, singer, influencer." "Rania! From The Rebound?" Dave held his astonished man pose, shoulders up, arms out, eyes bulging, mouth agape, for at least 3 seconds. "How can you not know this?" Megan screwed up her face. "The reality TV show?" "Thank you." Dave released the tension in his body with grand relief. I'd never watched The Rebound, but had overheard many conversations about it at work. Even if you hated those types of shows where women degrade themselves for the attention of a muscly dude who made millions selling protein supplements to bullied kids, you'd have to have been living under a rock not to have heard of the TV juggernaut Aussies love to hate. My hospital co-workers had spent weeks dissecting the personalities of the unfortunate contestants, as each one was humiliated in cruelly creative ways. They'd speculate about who would sleep with whom, or who was the biggest bitch/bastard. From what I could glean, the premise of The Rebound was something along the lines of recently single, attractive Aussies with rock-bottom self-esteem looking for, you guessed it, a rebound. Classy. I mostly tuned out when these discussions started up, but I did recall often hearing the name Rania. Even my 14-year-old daughter had gotten caught up in the tawdry frenzy when it first aired last November. "Please, Mum," Zara begged at dinner one night.